Something unusual has been unfolding in Edo State, and it's quickly becoming one of the most talked about political moments in Nigeria right now. What started as a political disagreement has turned into protests, tension on the streets, and the sudden removal of campaign billboards linked to the ADC. And at the center of all this is a familiar name in Nigerian politics, Peter Obi. Many Nigerians woke up to videos and reports circulating online showing people in parts of Edo State pulling down billboards believed to be connected to the African Democratic Congress, also known as ADC. According to local accounts, the situation reportedly escalated after statements and political movements involving Peter Obi triggered strong reactions among political supporters and rival groups in the state. Before we continue, if you followed Nigerian politics closely and want balanced updates like this, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who likes to stay informed about what's happening in the country. Your support really helps this conversation reach more people. Now, to understand why this situation has drawn so much attention, we need to look at the background of the political tension building ahead of future elections. And Edo State has always been an important political battleground in Nigeria. The state has a long history of strong political competition, and whenever major political figures enter the conversation, reactions tend to be intense. Peter Obi, who gained massive popularity during the 2023 presidential election, continues to have a very strong support base across many parts of Nigeria. Even after the election season, his name still attracts large crowds, strong opinions, and passionate supporters who identify themselves as part of the Obidient movement. Recently, reports began circulating that political structures connected to opposition coalitions were gaining ground in certain areas of Edo State. Some observers believe that Peter Obi's continued influence in opposition politics may have contributed to the growing tension between rival political camps in the state. According to several local reports and social media videos, protesters in parts of Edo were seen gathering near political campaign structures and billboards believed to be associated with ADC political messaging. Some of the billboards were reportedly taken down during the demonstrations. It's important to note that different accounts are emerging about exactly why the protests started. Some local observers say the demonstrations were organized by political supporters reacting to campaign messaging they disagreed with. Others claim the tension is part of the larger struggle for political control ahead of future electoral contests. What made the situation even more dramatic is that the name of the Edo State governor started trending online as discussions intensified. Some commentators suggested that the developments were embarrassing for the state leadership, while others argued that the protests reflected deeper political frustrations among residents. Political analysts say Edo State politics has always been dynamic and sometimes unpredictable. Alliances shift, rivalries grow quickly, and public reactions can escalate fast whenever national political figures become involved in local issues. Peter Obi's role in this conversation is particularly significant because he remains one of the most influential opposition voices in Nigeria today. Even outside formal campaign seasons, his comments and political engagements often generate strong reactions across the country. Supporters see him as a symbol of political reform and accountability. Critics, however, argue that his growing influence could reshape political alignments in ways that threaten existing power structures. That's why even small developments involving him tend to attract national attention. In the middle of the Edo situation, another major political figure reportedly entered the conversation, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. According to political discussions circulating online, Atiku has been mentioned in relation to calls for certain political actors to reconsider their positions or alliances. Some reports claim that warnings were issued advising certain political stakeholders to withdraw from particular strategies or political confrontations to avoid further escalation. However, details about these discussions remain unclear, and different political camps are offering different interpretations. This is not unusual in Nigerian politics. During periods of intense political competition, statements from influential figures can quickly be interpreted in multiple ways depending on who is telling the story. Meanwhile, the removal of the ADC billboards became the visual symbol of the entire controversy. The videos showing people dismantling the billboards spread rapidly across social media platforms. Within hours, political commentators, bloggers, and analysts began debating what the scenes actually represented. Some people argued that the billboard removals reflected spontaneous protests by political supporters. Others suggested that the events were part of organized political demonstrations aimed at sending a message to rival parties. Local residents interviewed in some online clips appeared divided on the situation. While some supported the protests, others expressed concern that political tensions could distract from more pressing issues affecting everyday life in the state. Political observers often point out that billboard removals and protests are not entirely new in Nigerian politics. Similar scenes have occurred in different states during heated political seasons. However, the involvement of high-profile national figures like Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar has amplified the attention surrounding this particular incident. Another factor contributing to the intensity of the discussion is the growing competition among opposition parties in Nigeria. As new alliances form and old ones shift, political groups are trying to position themselves strategically for the future. In Edo State, where political loyalty can change quickly, and even symbolic actions like campaign billboards can carry significant political meaning. Supporters of different political movements are now debating online about what the events really mean. Some believe the situation shows the strength of grassroots political engagement in the state. Others think it reflects the level of tension building within Nigeria's broader political landscape, and this is where things get interesting. Political influence today is no longer limited to rallies or traditional party meetings. Social media, community mobilization, and public demonstrations now play a major role in shaping political narratives. The Edo situation is a perfect example of how quickly local events can turn into national conversations. Within hours, discussions moved from the streets of Edo to online platforms across Nigeria. As more videos and eyewitness accounts continue to circulate, many Nigerians are watching closely to see how political leaders respond. Will tensions calm down? Will political parties clarify their positions? Or will the rivalry intensify as new political developments emerge? These are questions that analysts are still trying to answer. But one thing is certain: Edo State has once again reminded the country that Nigerian politics can change direction very quickly. Now, before we go further, if you find discussions like this helpful and want more balanced explanations about Nigerian political developments, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who enjoy thoughtful political conversations. And most importantly, drop a comment and let us know what you think about what's happening in Edo State. As events continue to unfold, many observers are urging calm and responsible political engagement. Nigeria's democracy depends on open discussion, so peaceful participation and respect for differing opinions. Whether someone supports Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, the ADC, or any other political movement, moments like this remind everyone of the importance of staying informed and examining events carefully before drawing conclusions. Political developments often look dramatic at first, but understanding the full story usually requires patience, context, and multiple perspectives. For now, Nigerians across the country will continue watching how leaders, supporters, and institutions respond to the situation in Edo State. And as always, in politics, the next move could come from anywhere. Stay informed, stay engaged, and feel free to share your thoughts about the situation. What do you think is really happening in Edo State? Do events like this reflect healthy political participation, or do they show that tensions are rising ahead of future elections?